Hi everyone, this is another video review, and this is the Star Wars Transformers Millennium Falcon. Is the second one in their Star Wars line. So far, the second one to be announced in the Star Wars Transformers line. We'll see how this goes, although apparently they're not selling super well, so who knows. But yeah, this is the Millennium Falcon, and you can see it's, the ship and Han and Chewie over there, and it comes in, or they come in, a box, which I'll look at real quick. This box, big old box right here. See, yeah, it's a kind of way bigger than here it is, because here's where the figure goes, or the ship goes and stuff. But this is mostly empty space. There's a couple little extra accessories there, but it's largely empty space. I'm just shocked at how big this box is, all things considered. I mean, you can see the two robot modes, and there's a little sticker for something there. I don't know what it is. Disney logo, Takara Tomy logos up here. Han and Chewie are here. Star Wars and all that stuff. Top, you see more this stuff, the ship mode and the two robot modes. On the side, you see a whole bunch of shots of the ship mode up close and whatnot. On this side, you also see shots of the robot modes and up closes of all the detail and whatnot. On the bottom, you have, well, what's in the box total, all the stuff in the box, and I guess warnings and whatnot, and language I cannot read. And on the back, you have more pictures and tells you, hey, yeah, it transforms into two different robots and whatnot. So that's the box. Like I said, way larger than it needs to be. And I do not know why. I'm gonna hopefully lean these up. Yeah, see, on this surface they don't want to stand. Not surprising. Yeah. Yeah. It also comes with instructions, which are actually, all things considered, pretty decent. There's a couple little, I think one or two spots where it's a little like, oh, okay, that sort of thing. So it's yeah, it's nice. Again, they got the little two figures. They're both like the old Micro Machine figures of yesteryear. See if I can get it to focus. Yep. Yeah, see Han Solo. No real facial details here, but it's his signature vest, black vest, white shirt, blue pants. The arms and legs move together, so no individual jointing there. And you got that, the hips. That's it, really. Chewbacca is pretty much the same, although again, no facial details, just kind of brown. You kind of see his bandolier and a little his pouch. And you can also bend at the hips, and yeah, he's also taller than Han, which is right. Nothing really on the back there. There's some slight detailing on Han's back, and this is still picked out in silver, which is kind of crazy that they did that, but yeah. So yeah, it's nothing really to write home about, but the little figures. They also go on the ship, much like the Darth Vader. You can open this cockpit from the side like this. Han fits in there just fine. Although he rattles around. Again, there's no latching or anything. They don't latch in or lock in or anything. They just kind of, so they rattle around if you move the ship at all. There's not enough room for both of them there. What you have to do is you actually have to open up this part. That's where you put Chewbacca. Right there, lying down. Close that up. Yeah, it's the Millennium Falcon. Or Falcon, whatever. Depending on who you are, how you pronounce it. But yeah, it's it's a really nice version. It's actually, in this mode, is a lot better than the old Hasbro version, which I can't show you because I don't have it anymore, and I think a lot of people know why I don't have it anymore. But yeah, it's pretty nice. It's pretty accurate. He's even got the little landing gear and everything. All these little tiny detailings, like stuff, all the different, all the weird, hasty repair panels, like in red, the scorching on the back, all that stuff. It's all here. Some people have said the panel line is a little too ridiculous. I think it mostly works. It does look like how it's supposed to, which is it's kind of a hunk of junk, kind of barely held together. And that's kind of its whole point. And I think it looks really nice like this. Just all the detailing stuff, even on the sides here, like there's a lot of little detailing and whatnot. It's a pretty complicated sculpt. Back here, this is white. I wish it was, blue, but then, well, Chewbacca would look weird. But yeah, it's really nice. You got the dish. It can turn. I'm surprised it didn't I'm surprised they didn't include a second dish to match the new recent movies to, you know, the square dish in those. I'm surprised they didn't, I guess, include that so you can swap if you want to. It's got this rotates on a turret, and the bottom one, there's a bottom turret which can also rotate. So you have the landing gear. 5 different pieces. Can all retract. No problems. So yeah, very nice. You can grab it and just whoosh it around. It works really well, I think. I didn't transform it, but this does not scale very well with the Darth Vader figure in ship mode, just because, well, this thing would have to be gigantic to scale with it, or that would have to be very tiny. So each way, it doesn't scale. So yeah, it is though. I do like the weathering on this. I know some people don't, but I do like how it's weathered and everything. It looks like how it's supposed to, more or less, to me. So I really like this mode. It looks really good and everything. Although that's not quite snapped in all the way. Yeah. I just really like how this looks. I think it's a really fantastic representation, all things considered, considering it also transforms into robots. Yes, robots. So might as well get to that. First thing you got to do is, well, take this dish off. It's in there nice and snug. Put it off to the side. Same with this turret. Take it off. Put it off the side. And this bottom turret as well. Pull those off and set them off to the side. Yeah, if you haven't already, also put the landing gear up. And then you got to split in half. To do that, you actually got to push down this front half with your thumbs. So like this is going to be part of the back half, where this ridge comes up. So you want to push them like that, see? And it slides with the little sliders, and then you pull it out. It's a really nice locking mechanism. It's nice and solid locking right there. You can see that, so it's 2 different sizes, so it slides out. We'll concentrate on the back half first. First thing you want to do is actually take this piece and this whole piece, move up like this. You rotate it like that, and then you bring it down, like so. And hey, look, there's the big robot head. This doesn't lock into place or anything, unfortunately, but it's stiff enough it should hold. And then you take these side pieces and kind of start splitting them like that. Split right there, lift them up, and they get them out of the way. And then you take this whole bottom section right here and just kind of start to pull it away from the rest of it. You see that, like there. Pull it away from the rest of it. And this stuff right here gets caught on each other, but you gotta also separate these out like that, because these become the legs. So you gotta separate out like that. Take these pieces right here, on little hinges and whatnot. You hinge them forward and out, and like that. They go down like this. Same with this side. Whoops. Same with this side. You're supposed to hinge it, rotate it up, and then out and down like that. There we go, like that. So it's all the way down. And then make sure to straighten out the legs. Down here, the feet, little tiny feet in there. Hold those out. So, and then you close these back panels, and there's a little notch there for this little tab. See that? Close it up on both sides. That closes up, and the lower half is done. Take these pieces right here. There's 2 of them. I'll move this up now. Go. Take these pieces right here. Move them back, like so. And fold them up. So. And you take these brown pieces and also fold them out. There's a little notch up here, a little tab up there. You can get your fingernail on, so you can at least pull it out a little bit if you need to. This one's particularly stubborn. Pull them out like that. I guess they're like little boosters or something. It's actually almost done at this point. Then from here, you actually just take these arms, pull them down. There's a little panel right here which will automatically fold in like that. Then there's the hand. There's a little tab there. Take it and extend it out. So, and then if it hasn't already, hold that down, the shoulder down like this. Same on this side. Extend the arm out. Extend the hand. Rotate the hand out. It'll stiff on mine and make sure the shoulders move down. And Chewbacca done. Robot mode. The other thing is also take the bowcaster. This is the bottom turret. You split those out like that. And then there's a little handle here. You got to take a little notch here and open that up. Fortunately, they made it so you can only hold in his right hand, which for me, I just personally find it kind of annoying. But there you go. You can hold that like so. It's one done. Now, as for Han here, he's actually a little more complicated just because some of the stuff gets a little in the way. So, first thing you want to do is take the cockpit here and rotate it down like that. You want to rotate it so it straightens out. And then you take this whole piece right here, lift it up here, move it out like this. I'm going to rotate it out like this way. And then this little inner piece right here, we want to rotate that around with this end first. See, rotate it like this. That, and then you rotate this whole piece 90 degrees. And this little tab right here, which goes into that slot right there. That's one thing done. This part's can be a little tricky. This panel right here, you can see along this line. This is open up, and can sometimes be very stubborn on mine. Doesn't like to actually open without taking everything with it. Yeah, open that up. Same on this side. Open it up. Then you take these panels back here, move them back like so. You also want to take this panel while you're back here, move this up, then fold this, much like Chewbacca, you fold this part down. And these have tabs that go into those slots. Or this has tabs, not these. So, and then you can move this all the way back. On little ball joints actually. Move them all the way back, and then close them up. Close those up. Move these out of the way. And you want to take this part right here. You want to lift this up, like so. Fold this under, and then right here you hinge this down, and this tab right here will go into this slot right here. It's kind of annoying to line up, but you'll eventually find it. Like that. Lined up. That'll become the chest. Then you take these pieces right here, these little triangle pieces, and you fold them forward like this. Then you take the legs right here, they'll become the legs, and you split them off. Again, these can be a little stubborn. Take these front pieces, fold them out into the side until they click into place like that. Like that. And then keep unfolding. So, straighten them out. And then down here, there's two pieces of the foot. You want to take this piece, fold that out, that's his heel. Then right here, there's this part will come down. These are, on mine, they are very tight and don't like to come out very easily. They'll click into place, though, once you get them out. Click into place. And this one likes to fold back in on mine. Doesn't like to stay out, which is annoying. But now I can stand up. And then up here, at the arms, you want to rotate at the bicep swivel, not the shoulder. Make sure the silver parts, on mine, these are tighter than this, so it's easy to accidentally rotate it the wrong way. So make sure these silver circles are on the facing forward. Then rotate at the bicep, straighten the arm out, and then pull the hand out, which is a bit of a tight fit. It's hard for me to get my finger in there to get the tab, so I can, there we go. And then pull the hand out. Same on this side. Rotate the bicep, straighten the arm out, and get the hand out. Like that. Sometimes this part likes to come untabbed while doing this stuff. It's not a super secure tab. And finally, take the dish from before, you plug it into, well, either one of these holes, but, well, whoops. The instructions tell you to, wow, that was just messed up. Instructions tell you to put on this side, just because I guess that matches with where it is on the actual ship. For the most part, you know, it's always on the left side. I'm gonna stand Chewbacca back up. And then, now weapon-wise, this is what you do. These turrets, what you want to do is take one off. They actually pop out. There's 2 of them right there. Pop one off. That's his handheld weapon. The other one you actually just put on the back. Right there. Or you can have him dual wield if you want, but he's only supposed to have one blaster. Put in his hand, and there you go. It's Han's robot mode of sorts. There you go. It's 2 of them together. It's kind of an interesting transformation. It's definitely, there's a striking, a kind of resemblance to a degree to the old Hasbro version, which I can't compare to because mine's long gone. But they also do some new things with it. As you can see, Chewbacca is taller than Han. The robots are. There's a kind of a complication to it, but not that complicated. Chewbacca's really easy and straightforward. He's straightforward to figure out. The problem is some of the complication just comes from just getting some of the parts to cooperate, I guess. Mostly these pieces right here can be a little annoying, but it's actually not too difficult, really. It's just kind of mostly, I guess, tolerance annoyances than not tolerance, but it just stuff doesn't want it. Like some of this clips together really too well. So like these pieces, like it takes a lot of effort just to get these to unclip without breaking anything. But yeah, I think these are kind of really interesting robot modes. People have kind of been down on them to a degree. I think mostly, partially because of this head sculpt, which I'll get to a little bit, but I'll just focus on Chewbacca here real quick. Chewbacca looks really good. It's kind of weird just because his shoulders are above his head and there's nothing you can do. There's like no, there's no elevator or anything for the head or anything. And look at the wrong angle. Is this chest piece obscures his head a bit, but it's kind of just interesting. There we go. Just that a little bit. There we go. Just the angle a little. Yeah, actually like this a lot. It's got a nice look to it. It's mostly gray because of the Falcon, but the brown bits show up, which Chewbacca's fur and all that stuff. This stuff closed up because it fell down earlier. It's kind of weird. They both have these weird jet booster type things, I guess, of sorts. I guess it makes sense if they're flying around in space. You want some way to maneuver. Yeah, it's kind of it's an interesting looking thing. It looks big and burly, which does make sense because it's Chewbacca. Although it looks more like the other Wookiees and much burlier than Chewbacca ever was. Yeah, it's also got pretty good articulation. It's a ball jointed head, so left and right, up and down a little bit of waggle. Though when he looks left and right, he's big old shoulders. His shoulders are on multiple joints here. I mean, you got this transformation joint, but there's also this joint here. Go forward and back. There's a bicep swivel, elbows. No wrist swivels or anything, but they can, I guess, go in if you want. There's a waist swivel, which is nice. Hips can go forward and back on this multiple thing, although with him, if it's just straightforward, the stuff bangs into it. But if, this knee pad can get in the way. Outward, quite a bit, actually a lot. There, he's got a thigh swivel on a mushroom peg. Knees, which can bend about that far, but if they're willing to open that up, they'll bend a lot further. If you open this up, but it's that, and nothing really foot wise except for maybe a little bit of toe action if you want, but that's not really a whole lot. Yeah, so pretty good articulation. I do like how that whole thing right there just comes away on its own swivel. This massive thing. Yeah, it looks kind of neat, though. And Han, much the same story articulation-wise. I mean, ball-jointed head. Now this one's a little tighter than Chewbacca's. But it's ball-jointed head, so it can look left and right. It can up and down. It's a little tiny bit of waggle. His shoulders they're at a weird angle, though, but they can go forward and back. Oh, they can't really go back because of this stuff. Outward. There's a bicep swivel. Elbows, 90 degrees, no wrist swivel, no wrist swivel, but they can kind of go do that, but not really useful. This one, he does not have a waist. There's one less joint he has because of how he transforms, I guess, but yeah, no waist unfortunately. He does have hips, which go forward, back, although they're a little limited, but they also go outward. Again, a lot outward. Thigh swivel. Knees really high up. That's the one thing that's going to bother some people, I think, is the knees are really high up on the leg. But they do have a deep bend, unhindered. And no foot articulation again, except for, I guess, you can move the toes up and down a bit. This one will move a lot because it's, well, on mine, that one's kind of loose, unfortunately. It doesn't latch in as well as it should. Thing is, sculpt-wise and stuff, this is where people, I think a lot of people complain, because this does not look like Han Solo at all. I mean, you look at that and, yeah. It looks like just some generic mask thing. I'm not sure what that's about. I'm not sure. I know a lot of people prefer the Hasbro's face sculpt from way back when, but it's a good head sculpt. It looks kind of neat, but the thing is, it doesn't really look like Han. That's kind of the problem. I don't know what that's about. I don't know why they went with this. I don't know what this is about, this weird green and gold thing here. I think it was like maybe supposed to be something. I'm not sure what it's supposed to be. It's just kind of odd looking, this head sculpt. It looks good, again. It looks good. It's just kind of weird because it doesn't really fit the character. But otherwise, you got stuff like, you even got a little black and white here, like to represent his vest. You got a little bit of black picked out and stuff to represent the vest. And this is the white to the shirt. He's got blue pants, including a little belt thing and everything. I mean, they pick out little cool little details. It's just kind of a bizarre choice, all things considered, for the head. I'm not sure what that was about, and I'd love to know why. These can not really move that much. They can move outwards, but again, there's just weird booster pack of sorts, I guess. So that's the thing, if that foot would stop collapsing. That's the other problem, is mine's foot likes to collapse really easily. But honestly, I think I like these a lot. Just as a size comparison real quick, move stuff around a bit. Here's Darth Vader. Yeah, you can see roughly the same size. Darth Vader's a tall dude, so it makes sense he's about as tall as Chewie there. That makes sense. Actually, he's taller than. That's surprising, I think. Yeah, he's a smidge taller. I think the camera makes him look taller than he actually, much taller. Put him on the same plane and yeah, it's weird. Why is the camera? It's weird. I'm looking at it and on the camera it looks way taller. There we go. Yeah, they're roughly. Vader's just a bit taller, but I think honestly these two are better figures than Vader. Vader I kind of liked, but they're kind of better figures I think overall than Vader was. The only thing was, these cost me like $100 to import and importing and cost and imports cost me like $100 old. Getting these two figures for $100, that's steep. Vader I think was like $40. This is a little crazy. That's I think a little crazy. I'm not sure if that's just because to cover the licensing costs or what, but I think at $100, it's, unless you're like a hardcore Star Wars and Transformers fan, this is not worth it at $100. They're nice figures, but that's what kind of drove me up the wall. It's like $100, realizing just how much it cost me. But I mean, I kind of like that. I like them a bit, but I'm not sure they're really worth $100 overall. It's kind of weird. And that was ordering from, direct from Amazon Japan. That was like one of the cheapest places to get them. I'm just starting to think that, I'm not sure why they cost so much. I think if you dropped them down, I guess, consider if imports and everything to $70 or $80, it's kind of closer to worth it. But at $100 for the two figures, it's a little crazy. I think part of that was just the shipping costs are absurdly high just because the box is unusually big. If you can get it for way cheaper than I got, I think at $100 or more, it's way not worth it. But not really, not unless you're super hardcore into both Star Wars and Transformers. But if you can find it, if it ever goes on sale, which I suspect it will, because apparently the Star Wars Transformers just aren't selling very well. I'm not that surprised about. But they'll probably still go on discount fairly soon. If you can find them like for less than 80, like maybe around $70, $80 range or less, even if you find that, and you really like them, go for it at that point. At that point, yeah, I think they're kind of more in the realm of, it's more palatable, that price is. But at $100 for the pair or so, $100 or so for the pair, yeah, it's really honestly not really worth it. They're nice. Don't get me wrong. They're really nice. I like how they look, but I kind of wish I was able to get them for cheaper. As it stands, I cannot recommend them at the price they are currently selling for. But if you ever find them at a cheaper price, I would jump on them when they're like, $70 or $80 or less. I mean, it's kind of cool. I mean, this is kind of a gun too. I mean, it's kind of, I guess it's a Megatron-esque shoulder or arm cannon, which is weird, but kind of neat, I guess. I mean, it had to go somewhere. It's also nice, yeah, no real parts forming either, except I guess for the dish. That's the only thing that really parts forms in the guns, but I don't count guns because, well, that's dumb. I don't ever count the weapons when it comes to parts forming. But yeah, other than the weapons in the dish, it's, no parts forming. I think they're overall better toys than the old ones, I think. No electronic gimmicks to weigh them down or no gold plastic to break. I think they just overall are better than the old ones. They look better. They're still kind of a weird, it's almost like they put the B team on these, I guess. There's like some weird, I think, odd design choices, particularly with Vader. These guys, I think, did a little better overall, like transforming from a Star Wars ship to a robot thing, but Vader is kind of I liked it, but it has some odd choices. These ones, I like them. It's just, I like them. I just wish I didn't spend as much as I did on them. That's the thing. So I've babbled on long enough. I think that kind of covers it. They're good, just not $100 good. And I know some people are just not going to like them, so they just think they're dumb, or they're going to... I think other thing is just their weirdness here with the shoulders is just going to put some people off. The head sculpt here and the, well, let's be honest, fairly large backpack is going to put some people off. I mean, yeah, it's a big backpack, but they're boosters. They turn them so they're more or less like boosters, so they kind of got away with it by, I guess, they kind of get away with the big backpack just by saying they're booster rockets. But yeah, I like them. Just, I don't think they're going to be for everyone. They're still kind of that weird niche, weird oddities. It's some people from both fandoms, they're just not going to be pleased for one reason or another. And I'm okay with that, but if you're not, well, skip. But if you're interested in these, just wait for cheaper prices. There, I'm done babbling. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you found it informative. And I shall see you next time with another video review.